Hi, I'm Crystal, the prep behind Prep in the City, and in today's video we're going to be talking about 3 of my favorite websites for fragrance lovers. So before we get into today's video, be sure to click like or subscribe. That way you get notified whenever I upload content. So without further ado, let's get into it. So I decided to make some notes just so that I could keep track. The first website that you've probably heard me mention on this channel is Fragrantica, and I absolutely love this website. It has a search engine. You can type in just about any fragrance and it'll pull up information from the notes that are in it, top, middle, and base, to when it came out, whether it's still in production. It also has reviews from people who, have worn the fragrance. So, if you're not really sure about it or you've heard about it, but you haven't, gotten a chance to smell it yourself, you get a lot of reviews and they're pretty honest. So, Fragrantica, like I said, is a great website, especially if you kind of want to know the history behind a certain fragrance. I like that they give you a brief synopsis, but they don't make it boring. So Fragrantica is great for that. Also, another website that's one of my absolute favorites, is fragrancenet.com. So during lockdown, we couldn't go anywhere, so you couldn't go to department stores, and but I still wanted to, have my perfumes. There were a couple that I was running low on that I just figured, I'll go out to the store and restock them, and then COVID happened and nobody went anywhere. So fragrancenet.com is amazing because I was able to just go on there and restock a bunch of, I restocked about 3 of my main fragrances. I was also able to try a few myself. I don't typically like to blind buy, but there were a couple that I'd heard about and they were from companies or designers that I've smelled so many other things from them that were great. I figured, I'll take the chance. So, and also fragrancenet.com has a lot of discontinued fragrances, like my Ralph Lauren Notorious that you saw me mention in my signature fragrances video. So if you have a fragrance that you really love that's not in production anymore, I would definitely check out fragrancenet.com. More often than not, they'll have it. If they don't have it, it's very rare that they don't. I'll say that because I've looked up some fragrances that I hadn't heard in like 10, 15 years and they were on there. Some of them even had gift sets. So it's definitely worth a look. And last but not least, the perfumecourt.com. A colleague of mine actually turned me on to this website. As I mentioned before, I don't like to blind buy if I can avoid it, especially if it's like a higher end bottle, because I don't want to have this, really expensive bottle of perfume and it smells, terrible, or it smells good but just doesn't break down on me and now I'm stuck with it. So what is great about the perfumecourt.com is that you can buy samples of basically anything you can find at a department store, whether it's, just a regular department store like Macy's, or also a higher end department store like Neiman, Saks, Bloomingdale's, that kind of thing. They also have like sample boxes. So you just kind of pick between, whether you want a men's box or a women's box, or if you want like one that's in like the floral family, whatever scent family that you're most attracted to. And they put about 10 to 15 in a small box. They come in little vials like this. And what they do is they're all different ones and they send them to you. I forget how much it costs, but a colleague of mine, he got a box of them and I think it was about 10 to 12 of them, and we would just like uncap them and just smell them and we're like, no, not this one. Oh, this one, So, and they're all different brands. So it's not one, continuous brand. It's all different ones. So that way, if you're kind of leaning towards a certain one, you know who it is and you can buy it. But also, like I said, you don't have to blind buy. You just kind of type in that designer and the name of the fragrance. And usually the Perfume Court is pretty good for that too. They have most fragrances as well. That way you're not in a position where you get stuck with a bottle of a fragrance that you can't really use. So that is the video today. I just wanted to come on here real quick and to just give you guys those resources. So feel free to check all 3 of them out. If anybody watching it has gotten a chance to check them out, feel free to leave me a comment. I'd love to hear your experience with them. As I said before, be sure to click like and subscribe. That way you get notified whenever I put out new content. And I'll see you in my next video. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.